Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Gab, pay attention. You're on. You're on the screen. There you go.
Hold on. Give us a straw. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
So then we're talking about what happened
during the show
today. The producer wanted me to do something I didn't want to do it.
He was sitting like this, going. I knew there was something going on because he was sitting going.
Yeah. Yes.
But then my favourite...
I did it in the end.
No, but he did it.
Yeah.
My favourite bit, though, and it just, little things make me chuckle, was the Copa Libertadores.
Yes.
You didn't have a shot sheet.
No, I didn't have
So you came over to borrow Stephen's shot sheet.
Yes.
And he tried to not give it to you.
Thank you very much.
I was trying to turn it round for you. I didn't know you were going to take it.
Well, there's only one copy, so
I was trying to help.
Well, no, I needed it more than you, didn't I?
No, he definitely needed it more than you, but I did chuckle when you held on to it.
OK, Stevie, Liverpool got battered by Napoli in a group stage match in Naples today.
Did they?
I like that, just in case none of us
saw it.
Who do you think they'll face in the final on June the 10th in Istanbul?
Who, Napoli?
No, because didn't Liverpool get battered by Napoli back when they made it through to the final, whenever it was, a couple of seasons ago? That's the link.
I've got to think there's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek question, this, right?
No, I've just explained why he said that. When you made it through to the final, you got battled by Napoli.
No, but I mean, it's a tongue-in-cheek. The guy's asked... The guy's not being serious. The guy's not...
Yes, he was saying that precedent has been set before, that Liverpool got beaten by Napoli and still made it through to the final.
Oh. You know, the other thing is Liverpool are actually...
Stupid.
No, so Liverpool not going to make it to the... Me? What am I stupid?
What was that? Playoffs? Right now, are they going to get out of the group?
Right.
Never mind get to the final and who they play.
But for a long period, Liverpool's away form was actually...
Yeah, it wasn't very good, was it?
Pretty poor.
No.
Anyway, so it's just...
There you go.
Carry on. He's not answering those questions.
No, he's not. How are you, Gab? You all right?
I'm very well, thank you.
So what was the strop? I need to know.
I can't say.
Where was it going?
I can't tell you. I asked Stevie a few weeks back
why are we doing that?
If Liverpool should try using a 3-4-3 to compensate for their defensive shortcomings, especially from Trent Alexander-Arnold, Gomez's side. What do you think now?
I mean, right now, anything seems as though it would be better than what they're doing. So it's kind of a decision.
How easy is it, Steve, from what they've been doing all these years under Klopp to then change it to something like that?
No, it's not.
It's not easy.
It's not easy at all. You're playing a completely different game. You're asking the defenders to play a completely different way.
Right.
But again, I'll say that if this is what you're actually doing with 4, then can it be... Can't be any worse with 3.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's that stage yet. I think, as I said in the show, it's time to get down to basics and get back working on the basics of how you defend, how you keep a line together, how you communicate, all the very basic stuff. That's what they need to do. So I'm not in favour of changing it all completely yet.
For Gab, do you think teams have worked out Klopp and Tuchel's tactics? They need a new approach to games, or you think it's just players letting them down?
Well, look, I mean, I don't think that defensively Klopp's tactics have necessarily evolved, but I don't think they necessarily need to, in the sense that if you have your fit players, during the show we said that defending starts on the front. If you have that chemistry, if you have those coordinated movements, and you have those fit players in midfield and up front, then your defense isn't going to be that exposed. Well, one thing that I wanted to point out, and Van Dijk is a slightly different issue. He's obviously had a very difficult time. But as far as the fullbacks are concerned, and sometimes people look at the past with rose-tinted glasses, the number of times that Trent Alexander-Arnold and Andy Robertson got caught out in past games, in big Champions League games, is a lot more than people realize. The difference is they often manage to recover. I mean, situations where they were out of position, they recovered with their speed, with their guile, with their strength. I think what we're seeing here is they don't do that as often. I think it could be a physical thing, maybe it's a fitness thing, but I don't think they've turned into bad players. I just don't think that they're on the same level physically as well. And I think that's compounded the problems, and it's like one problem layered on top of the other. It's a big pile of turds for Jurgen Klopp right now, as I think, I'm pretty sure it's what he was thinking after the game.
Just quickly before we go, I want to say one thing on Liverpool about the change of shape. Think about it. When they had zero bodies to pick from, basically, at the back. When Van Dijk was out with the ACL, Matip was out, Gomez was out, Phillips came in, Fabinho played there. Everybody played out of position. Not once did he change from back four.
Right.
To my knowledge.
So that would suggest that this isn't...
I mean, and it's never... I mean, it was never worse than it was at that point, personnel-wise. And he never, to my knowledge, veered away from that system that he played and that back four. Anyway, what we do know, well, we have some live... Well, not live, we have some recorded footage of the very theft.
You're obsessed with my straw.
Of the theft here of Dan. Look, up he gets. Look, watch.
Look at Stevie's face.
He stole his sheet.
Well, see, here's the thing, though. As soon as you took the sheet, the first thing that came to my head is, oh, here we go. Because you're not the best at pronouncing people's names.
Right.
And so previously on different shows, when we haven't had a sheet and you've had it, I in particular had no idea who scored the goal.
Okay.
Because you go, and it's a goal from... and then I'm like, and I'm trying to explain who scored.
You need to
and
listen.
I have no idea what you've said.
I love when you were taking it there. His hand was on it.
And the only...
looking up afterwards.
The only one...
It was like you'd stolen his sweetie.
Yeah. The only one I ever knew was Çalhanoğlu.
Yes.
Because you said it that often so badly.
Yep.
That I actually understood it.
No, we don't have the video, unfortunately, of him taking the straw.
No straw. No, it's the big paw on it.
Watch. That's him. He's
That's very
snookered now.
good. Very good. Why have they done it in black and white?
Don't know.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Gab, how realistic are the chances of Napoli winning Serie A this season?
I think they're good. I think Serie A is wide open. Obviously, a big thing is going to be keeping players fit. I think they have a bunch of players who likely won't be going to the World Cup, and I think that bodes very, very well for them. But guys, I think realistically at this time, there's half a dozen teams that can win Serie A, including one team that we haven't talked about, but are top of the league right now. And of course, that's Atalanta, who won on Monday night.
Well, they didn't play today, Gab. That's why we haven't talked about them.
No, I know. I'm saying we haven't spoken much about them at all, but they are top of the league.
If only you had your own podcast, Gab, then you could sort out the agenda. Craig, what would be the biggest adjustment for a coach like Potter at Chelsea? The number of fixtures, man management, or lack of sporting football talent director support?
Whoa. Well, I think he would definitely need... I mean, he would need a conduit between him and the board.
Woo!
You like that?
Ooh.
So he would definitely need a sporting director.
Right.
Or whatever you want to call it. He would definitely need somebody in between to... But I think the games obviously come thick and fast, yeah. But man, you can coach, but you've got to manage players. You've got to be able to manage the players to be able to coach the players. Because if you can't manage them, the coaching goes out the window. Because if you're not treating them right, or they think you're not up to the standard, or they can see through you, or whatever it is, the coaching then becomes a problem. See, you've always got to be able to manage before you can coach. One doesn't come without the other.
Do you agree?
The problem is, if you can't coach, then the other one doesn't even come into play, because the players won't have anything to do with you.
Right.
Because they'll figure out you don't know what you're talking about. But at the same time,
I think everybody knows.
If even though you can coach, you've still got to be able to do the man management. So,
but I think everybody knows at that level, Stevie.
I don't think
at that level we know Tuchel can coach, we know Potter can coach, we know these guys can coach. The question is, if your man management falls down, then the other side of it takes a hit.
Go on, Gab.
No, look, they're obviously two sides of the same thing. What I would say is, I think that was a very good point about, the time on the training pitch. Certainly, the coaches I've spoken to, the ones that have a more distinctive playing style, or who are asked to introduce one to a new club, they want time with the players on the training pitch. They want a long preseason. They want two-a-days. And I'm thinking primarily of Pochettino and Conte here, but they're not the only ones. Pep Guardiola's complained about it too. And, now the way the season is, where you're playing every 3 days between, travel days and warm downs and walkthroughs and whatever, he or whoever takes over at Chelsea, he's not confirmed yet, is going to have very, very little time to do this. And I think, that's going to be a big hurdle because let's face it, the football he plays is different from Tuchel's football.
Final question, Craig, who had a worse match, Celtic or Rangers?
Oh, Rangers, no doubt. I mean, Celtic were playing, and actually played very well for a good 45 minutes against the current Spanish and European champions.
Yep.
So, and they've been out of the Champions League for a while. So yeah, I didn't see the Ajax game, but obviously Ajax not in the same category as Real Madrid. I think Rangers had a poorer day at the office for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Yep.
Yeah. Celtic's going in at half-time thinking, we're doing all right here. Rangers are going in at half-time thinking, who's getting it from the manager?
Oh.
Postecoglou's already come out. Postecoglou, I think, off the back of that, could at least look at the other teams. I don't mean other teams that are favourite to win it. Other teams in the group.
Yep.
Who's in Celtic's group? Donetsk and Leipzig.
Yes.
And can at least look at them and think, maybe we can scratch a result here or there. And if we play like that, Van Bronckhorst has already come out on record, I think, after the game, said we can't compete at this level, which is not what the Rangers fans want to hear. No. But he's pretty much has said it after the game. Said, this is not where we are at. I think Celtic showed a different.
Why are we here?
Yeah.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.